Welcome to another fantasy game plan. We're here in week 12 already,
Week 12,
man.
unbelievable.
I'm telling you, man, I'm here with Joey D, Renaldo Wynn, and I got the director, of course. We can't forget him. Boy, we like to always start off with the Redskin report. We drop another one again against the Philadelphia Eagles, which Philadelphia, they won their first home game in a long time. But the Redskins, Monday Night Football, baby. San Francisco, we're playing at home. We got to somehow get a win. Again, fantasy-wise, RG3, great day. Alfred Morris, great day. The new tight end, Reed, great day. So there's a lot of fantasy guys there in San Fran who Kaepernick hadn't really been putting up big numbers, but you know, I think Washington wins the game. What's your take?
I tell you what, Kaepernick hasn't looked really good for a bunch of weeks now. You got Frank Gore, you got Anquan Boldin, then you got Vernon Davis who's kind of banged up.
Right.
On the Redskins side, Jordan Reed got banged up last week. You got Alfred Morris, who's a horse.
Yeah.
Stephen Davis-esque, I told Coach this week, and he liked that reference. But I don't see Washington winning this game. I see San Fran winning this game on the road.
Okay.
Hankerson's out, probably. You got Pierre Garçon. Monday night game at home. Anything can happen.
Yep.
Kaepernick doesn't really play well on the road, but I think San Fran.
I think Washington needs this more than San Fran.
They absolutely do.
So, what do you got for us, Director? We got a few games that we're talking about.
Well, let's talk about Thursday night games and the
We haven't talked
implications.
about Thursday night in a while. So,
Thursday night, who do we got this week?
We got
New Orleans and Atlanta. Not much to talk about this game. It's going to be a one-sided,
Yeah.
just unbelievable walk away with New Orleans. I mean, Sproles might not be in there, but even if he's not, Colston, Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees. Atlanta can't stop anything.
and on the flip side of that, what do guys do? Say they pick Matty Ice as their first pick quarterback. What do you do? I mean, do you think he's going to somehow pull somebody? You got Gonzalez, who has a toe issue. I own him as a tight end. Really hadn't done too much. These guys on Atlanta, obviously they had some injuries. So what do you do?
Here's the beauty about fantasy football. It's fantasy. You want Matt Ryan because
Right.
New Orleans is going to put up such a number. Matty Ryan will probably have to throw it 50, 60 times. That's great for fantasy.
Good point. Good point.
But Harry Douglas has done a really nice job filling in for Julio Jones. Roddy White's back. Gonzalez is tough. He'll probably play. They can still run the ball effective. They have no defense.
But New Orleans still gets the win.
New Orleans gets the win.
Good deal.
let's talk about Pittsburgh a little bit. They got kind of a three-headed monster starting to hit it on offense. You got Bell, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown.
Yeah, huge game for Pittsburgh. They finally wake up. You know, they kind of remind me of the New York Giants there. You know, all they need to get is one win, and it seems like they got the one win. Now they're running on all cylinders. You know, do you think they continue to do that? Or?
Absolutely. Antonio Brown looks great. Sanders got banged up a little bit, but he's going to be back. Kotchery's having the best year of his career on Pittsburgh. And that Le'Veon Bell guy is for real and good. And Big Ben, he gets time. He extends the play with his unique ability to scramble. They're not out of it yet.
Yeah, yeah. And they got a pretty big game too. So, you know, we'll see.
Absolutely.
How about let's talk about Megatron, his place in fantasy history or receiver history. They're comparing him to Jerry Rice.
I mean, he is the best. He's the best player in the league now as far as wide receiver goes. But what he's doing with no help the last bunch of years, he's getting triple teamed, three guys on him. He's still coming down with these throws. The guy is special.
Is he like the Barry Sanders of wide receivers?
He really is. Look at Detroit's history. Barry Sanders, one of the best running backs.
They got a little more help now, though, don't you?
A little bit more help now. But who's the other number 2 receiver? Chris Durham, Nate Burleson's coming back. For all you guys that need a sleeper wide receiver, if Burleson's back in that lineup, get him in there.
All right.
How about the bye week blues?
Have we picked any games yet?
Well,
Not yet.
well, let's go back. Tampa Bay plays at Detroit. So we just talked about Detroit. Tampa Bay, they're on the rise. They got your
Detroit
guy.
walks away with it. But start Rainey, start Vincent Jackson, start those guys.
All right, let's talk about the bye week blues.
I've got bye week blues this week. You got Cincinnati on bye. Philadelphia's on bye.
Wow.
I mean, it's late in the year. The week 12 buys hurts because fantasy leagues usually end week 13. So now if you're on the cusp of making the playoffs and it's week 12 and your best players are off, that causes some problems. That's why you got to make sure you have backups, trades. I mean, I got to start Mike Tolbert this weekend against the director.
Against the director. So what do you do? The director's smiling right now,
The
guys.
director's smiling because his team is on the rise. Some teams are on the decline and demise.
Hey, I'm looking at my other league right now. Hey, what are you going to do about it?
Renaldo hasn't talked about other league all the season. Now he's talking about his other league now since he's out of our league.
Let's talk about some games. Let's pick San Diego at Kansas City.
San Diego, Kansas City. San Diego hadn't looked too good. Thought they would be able to pull the one out in Miami. They don't. The Redskins beat them 2 weeks before that. San Diego, I don't know, man. I think Kansas City gets this one. It's a division rivalry, but they're at home. But the one issue I have with Kansas City, you can't get that many fantasy points from those guys. I had Dwayne Bowe, and I've been having to bench him. He had a great game last week, but consistently, it seems like, when you got Alex Smith, he's not going to really just blow it up fantasy-wise.
The only guy to own fantasy-wise in Kansas City is the defense and Jamal Charles.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It begins and ends with that.
Yeah.
Alex Smith just doesn't throw the ball enough.
Right.
But this game's going to be a walk away for Kansas City. San Diego's on the decline. Rivers doesn't have enough talent around him anymore. Rivers, I think, it would be nice to see him go to a team that's competitive who needs a quarterback. Because I think he's got a lot in the tank left. But Kansas City walks away with this one.
I agree.
How about Indy at Arizona?
Ooh.
I tell you what, I'm picking Arizona this game. Arizona is a different team at home.
Quietly, man.
Carson Palmer starting to throw. Michael Floyd. Someone started. Did someone
Notre
start
Dame,
Michael
I
Floyd?
did.
That-
Started Michael
Notre
Floyd,
Dame.
33 points for our lead.
Carson Palmer, Fitzgerald, Floyd, this Andre Ellington kid from Clemson,
Mendenhall's been running
Patrick
pretty
Peterson
good.
on defense. They are going to be tough to beat. Luck hasn't looked that great the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Ellington lost a few locks last week, so.
Yeah, ripped his hair right out of his head.
You both pick Arizona?
We both picked Arizona.
Okay. How about Dallas at the Giants?
Yeah, my boys in blue have
That's
four wins in a row, including the bye week. That's
Yeah.
5 weeks they haven't lost. So I'm just saying.
I agree.
Dallas is hungry. They're coming off a bye.
Nix is hurt, though.
Nix is hurt, but Ruben Randall is probably a better receiver right now than Nix. Dallas has promised to feed the ball to Des Bryant as much as they can. So start all your fantasy players. Victor Cruz lit up Dallas the first week when they played. But start them all, except for Eli. Eli's been shaky all year, but start Cruz, start Dez, start Romo, start Witten, start DeMarco Murray. It's going to be a fun game. What's the over-under there, Director?
46.5.
Yeah, I think it's going over.
I agree, and I believe New York. You name more Dallas guys that are going to start than New York guys. So
Ruben Randall catches one, too.
okay, all right.
So
Even it out.
who you got winning? Pick the Giants?
Absolutely.
The Big Blue. Go Big,
Big
Blue.
Blue, Big Blue.
No doubt.
Denver at New England.
This is a game.
I love it.
New England is really upset with that Carolina loss. Tom Brady is going to be in rare form. I think Belichick's going to come up with some scheme to get to Manning. This Welker playing against his old team in New England. A lot of fun storylines if Welker plays.
Right.
A lot of fun storylines. I can't wait to watch this game.
Please don't pick New England because I want to pick New England.
I'll pick Denver.
Okay, I pick New England. I think New England's going to win. I think it's going to be a big game, fantasy points wise.
Shane Vereen looks good. He came
Yeah.
back his first game.
Yeah.
Andre Brown, forgot about New York. Make sure you start Andre Brown.
All right.
Over-under on that is 55 points, by the way. So start them all.
I think it's under on that one. I'm taking the under on that one. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people think.
What you think, Denver? Seriously?
I think Denver.
Okay, I got New England. Well, hey, this is a quick one this week. Next week we'll get our old boy Pernsky back in the fold. But hey, have a great game this week, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Fantasy Game Plan.